I'm so glad you're here listening to the Sustain Your Passion podcast. I'm Genesis, your host and business development expert. If you're ready to make a bigger impact and income while helping others, then you're in the right place. Thanks for joining me, and I can't wait to help you sustain your passion. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Sustain Your Passion. I am going to talk today about what a coaching niche is, how to know what yours is, and why it even matters. There is such a debate out there about what a niche is or shouldn't be or should be or whatever, and if it even matters, if we should be niching down or not. And I'm going to tell you my thoughts and experience for myself and my own business, and then also what I've seen work for other people. So if that sounds interesting and helpful to you, let's get started. So one quick note, I say niche because it is literally just easier for me. And I believe that in all things business decisions, you should be picking what's easiest for you as well. It's already hard enough. Don't make it harder on yourself. So I am going to say niche, and I know other people say niche. That's cool. It's just harder for me to say. So that is what's going on there. So the first lesson I want to talk about is what a coaching niche is. And to me, that is who you help and what you help them do. So this term used in business comes from biology. It's about an organism or animal or whatever, and their job in their environment and their ecosystem. So literally what they do. So if you think about that in business and within your branding as a coach, your niche is who you help and how you serve them. It's basically, if you were to tell someone, if you want to do this thing, I can help you, or I can help you do this thing. So it's also really important to get clear on who exactly it is, because the way that people think about achieving whatever the thing is that you help your clients do varies across different people based on their beliefs and their values and their desires. So that's why, to me, your niche is both. It's who you help and what exactly you help them do or achieve. So once you get clear on who you help and what you help them achieve, to actually know, is this my niche, or should I pick that one, or is there a better one, or should I really specialize in this one or that one? Here's the real hard truth. There's no right answer. There's no factual, perfect way that you can go to the almighty niche knowing person that can dub you with the crown of correct niche. And so ultimately, something that stops a lot of new coaches is that they haven't decided that as a business owner, as a coach themselves in their own business, they are the leader and the decision maker of their entire business's brand. And that's really scary to do at first. And knowing how to do that and feeling like you can or you should is totally fair if you're struggling with it. It is hard, especially as a new business owner. So I want you to think about, if you were to have one client come to you today, right after you get done listening to this episode, they call you up and they say, hey, I want to work with you. I want to achieve blank. And that means I have to overcome blank, blank, and blank. Fill in those blanks. Who is your ideal person? Because you probably didn't start a business to live someone else's dreams. You probably started your own business because you're tired of working for other people and you want the freedom that comes with being a business owner. You want to get to choose who you help and how you help them. So give yourself the freedom to actually choose and ask yourself, who would I love spending all day talking to? And what problems would I want to help them solve? And what would make me feel so proud of myself as a coach for helping that person overcome those blocks and achieve an outcome? What's that outcome? So ultimately, you want to string together your niche statement that includes who you help, what you help them do, and how you help them get there. So that would be all of the barriers or the blocks that they have to overcome to get there. So hopefully that's helpful, just to think about how to actually decide what your niche is. And there's no mythical secret about it. I know there are other business coaches out there that say you are your niche. And I disagree. I think you are your brand, but that your niche is really specific to the program you sell. And so if you think about it in terms of the offer or the program that you're selling, that one person has a very specific in mind that you crafted it for. So they have to overcome certain things to achieve their one goal. That can typically help, that like you think about it as my program has a niche, but my business has a brand. And I'll get into branding later, but just so it situates it a little bit differently for you, hopefully it shifts your thinking. If you picture an umbrella, that is your business brand. And then under the umbrella, there's a bunch of different like strings, and those are your programs that have different niches. Another way I visualize this is if you were to plant a garden bed, like a flower bed, the soil is your business brand. And then the specific flowers you plant in it, the different bulbs you plant in it, those are your niches. So those are your programs that would come out of your business brand. Because the way that you will craft your programs and offer your coaching, like your philosophies, will be the same and will show up because it's who you are, because you are your brand as a coach in all of your programs. But your niche, you can have multiple niches if you have multiple programs. So hopefully that also helps you not feel so limited. But until you're able to pick one niche, you're not going to be able to develop a coaching program around that niche, which, as you'll hear on this podcast, I'm going to teach you all about how to develop your program in the next episode. But that is what I believe the key to success is as a new coach, is actually developing a program with a specific niche and a specific purpose. So come back for that next week. But so in terms of niches, so just to recap, who you help, what you help them do, how you help them do that. And then lastly, why does this matter? So I know I talked a bit about, programs, but there's also another area to it. So you develop your niche, you make your program, then what? You want to get out there and market and sell your coaching program, right? So you actually get clients that you can help with your coaching skills. So if you don't have a niche, if you don't know specifically who you could help with your program, what you could help them do, and ultimately what their goal is, your marketing is going to be really confusing. Because once you clarify that and you develop your own signature program and you've got that offer ready to go, and like you really could sign a client today if they came to you ready to sign up, until you have that clarity on your niche, your marketing is going to be pretty vague. You might talk about some of the skills you have as a coach. You might talk about different methods that you use in your coaching. But ultimately, that's not going to speak to someone who wants to potentially buy your coaching, because they're not going to know how to translate those skills or those practices into a meaningful way that they can actually reach their goals. People don't buy coaching for coaching's sake. They buy coaching to reach their goals. They buy coaching to overcome their blocks that are getting in the way of reaching their goals. And they'll pick you as their coach if they know that you designed your program for them, because that's how they're going to build trust with you and know that you really can show up for them and help them get where they want to go and understand their problem. And so that's why you want to be really specific, not only in your niche development and your program development, but also in your marketing. Because if you think that you're going to sell coaching just for the purpose of coaching, like you unfortunately, like you might have a couple of people that know enough about coaching to identify that the answer to their problem is that they need coaching. But typically what your marketing should be doing to actually close you coaching sales is teaching people that the problems that they are experiencing needs to work with you, needs coaching. So the idea that someone could come to you and like come to your marketing being aware of the solution they need, which is coaching and your coaching program, is rare. Like that will not yield a sustainable income. So instead, you want to be thinking about your marketing as teaching the translation between, there's someone right now that is very aware of their problems, right? those are the people that coaches' hearts just bleed for, right? We think about them and we're just like, gosh, I could help you. I hear what you're going through. I know you're in pain. That person is so in their feelings, right? And they don't know what you know about coaching. They don't know what you know about transformation. So they're not piecing together that this pain I'm experiencing right now, this hardship, this challenge, this barrier to my happiness and joy and getting what I want, they're not aware that the answer to their pain is your coaching program. So what you want to do is you really want to focus on who they are and what they want to do, so that then you can introduce your coaching program. So that's why you need a really clear niche or niche is so that your marketing makes more sense to the people that actually want to buy from you. Because like I said, like they're not sitting around thinking, I really want to, I don't know, get a job I love, right? I really just want to feel purposeful in my career. They might be thinking that that's what they want, but they may not know that that means they need to overcome their mindset blocks and rewrite their beliefs about their worthiness of joy and identify where they're not setting boundaries. But so if you're talking about the how or the methods and not speaking to the specific person about their specific goal and their specific blocks, which is what your niche statement will do for you, if you don't have clarity on that and then translate that into your marketing, you're not going to make as many coaching sales. So it's really, really important if you actually want to sell your coaching that you have a clear niche, that you develop a program that is around that niche, that actually holds space for clients that are going through that journey to achieve their goals and overcome their blocks and change their beliefs and all those things they need to do, because they don't want to know the how. It's kind of like if you go to a mechanic, you don't go in saying, my car needs a new carburetor. I don't even know if that's actually a thing. Whatever. Like, my car needs new transmission fluid or something, right? You don't walk in knowing the solution. You walk in saying, hey, my car is making weird sounds. Can you make it not make weird sounds? Can you fix it? Hey, my car is randomly turning off and I don't know why. Hey, my car is making a weird bumpy feeling when I drive, when I accelerate. Can you fix that? Right? You just know the problem. And you want the mechanic to come out and diagnose and say, okay, I see what you're going through. I understand that your car's making this noise. I understand that you want it to not make that noise. Well, to do that, here's what you need. You need a carburetor, blah, 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 right? And when you buy it, you're not buying every specific skill that mechanic has to be able to, let's say, replace your transmission fluid or replace a carburetor or whatever. You're not thinking about the fact that they're going to have to know how to take apart your engine and know what fluids to use and have all the tools to open it up and replace it and all the time it's going to take, and that they need to wash something out and replace certain bolts and repatch something, and I don't even know, right? If you had to know all those details, you'd probably get so overwhelmed that you wouldn't want to buy it anymore. And it would probably feel really scary. And so then you just kind of sit and be like, well, maybe it's okay that my car makes that terrible squeaking sound every time I use my brakes. It's fine. Just sit in the pain. Until finally it's like, no, I need to do this. Let me go to this new mechanic. And let's say the new mechanic is like, okay, your car is having this problem. You want it to not have the problem. I'll fix it for this much. You'll have to wait 1 day. Perfect. I don't want to know, right? I don't want to have to learn all that you had to learn to be the person that can help me with my problem. So don't use your marketing as a way to showcase your skills or all the things you know how to do as a coach. Use your marketing to sell a solution to a problem that your ideal client is facing. And that's going to be that's all predicated on you having clarity of your niche statement. Now, I know there's probably someone out there that is thinking this, because I literally get asked this once a week, pretty much. Probably more often than that, actually. Okay, so if anyone is thinking this, this part is for you. I'm scared to niche down because what if I niche down too far that I get so specific that nobody wants to buy from me? What if I eliminate myself from a big pool of people that could hire me because I was too specific about who I help and what I help them with? And so my marketing just doesn't speak to enough people. And so I don't make my sales that I, really want to make this month. So if you've had any thought like that about like being afraid of niching down or being afraid of it because you think you're not going to make enough sales or it'll like drive your market too small, this part's for you. Okay, the most blunt way I can say it is that's not how it works. That's not how marketing works. And it's actually the total opposite. So if you're like, just tell me it, all right, that's the short and sweet version. But if you want to know why, so if you're like me and my clients, we typically need to know why things work certain ways to believe it. We don't just want to be told what to do. So the reason why is because if I were to try and tell you that I have a drink that you can have, like, okay, what kind of drink is it? Is it hot or is it cold? Is it caffeinated or not? Is it bubbly or not? Like, is it flat? Is it like sweet or is it more savory or more sour? Like, if I just offered you, hey, I have a drink, do you want it? You might be like, no, like that's way too vague. I don't know, maybe. That's not, oh my gosh, yes, that sounds amazing. I need it, right? So you might be appealing to every thirsty person if you offer them a drink. But if you were to offer an iced caramel latte with the best espresso in Oregon that's got a smoky and sweet flavor to it because of the specific way it was roasted and hazelnut roasted, whatever, right? I don't even know enough about to get it as specific as I would want to. I would need a coffee expert to help me. But if I were to tell you that, hey, I have iced caramel lattes available and they will pick you up because they've got the perfect amount of caffeine to start your day off. It's going to be nice and cold and I'll turn the heat up in the house so we can be snuggled up with our ice cold drinks. And I'm going to put whipped cream on top and put a little bit of sprinkles so it feels really festive and fun. That is a better offer. Like, I don't know if you're drooling, but I'm like, dang, I could go for a caramel latte right now. Like, that sounds delicious. There is such a difference in vague sales and specific sales. Not only if you've ever experienced the writer's block that comes from, I know I should be posting more online, but what do I say? And you've been like, well, here's some generic quote or here's some like fairly simple idea, right? Compared to, I know exactly who would want this caramel latte. I know that the benefits of this specific caramel latte are that it's cold and that even if you run hot, you're gonna love it, or that it's got caffeine. And so that is a big benefit to anyone who needs a little pick-me-up in the morning. And if I were to try and sell it, I might even go into a story about how if you're a mom of 2 kids and you had to stay up with them all night because they're sick, you're gonna want this latte in the morning, and I could get it delivered to you so it's waiting on your porch. Like, getting really specific makes your marketing easier. And so because it's easier for you as the coach, you are going to produce more content first, which means you will be out there more. But so quantity is important, but your quality of your marketing content is going to be so much more engaging because I can't visualize a drink, right? I'm like, I might be picturing water, but you might be picturing apple juice, and they might be picturing hot chocolate, and they might be picturing a cocktail, right? That's super vague. But if I were to say and talk about my iced caramel latte, you can picture it, right? You might be picturing a Starbucks cup. You're picturing the ice in it. You have a shape of the ice. You have a cup that you're picturing. You might be thinking about the feeling of it in your hand being cold. You might know the sound of the straw jiggling around in the ice. Like, you are able to picture it more clearly. Your emotions get tapped. All of your memories are connected to it. And so that also means that some people might hear that I don't just have a drink, I have a caramel latte available, and they might be like, yuck, I hate caramel lattes. That sounds terrible. I don't want your drink. And I can be like, great, stop listening. Go find your other drink you want. Because I don't want to confuse people and waste their time telling them that I have this vague potential thing they might want. My goal with my marketing is to help them decide as fast as possible if what I have is what they want and can help them. Because why would I want to waste their time being vague? And also, why would I want to waste my time being vague? When instead, if I'm more specific about exactly what my product is and exactly who it's for, then I can speak directly to them. I can call in more people that know what they want, which means they're more likely to buy and buy faster. And I can help the people that aren't the right fit for my product and that my product won't help scoot along and go find the right fit for them. Because that's all marketing is helping leads qualify themselves in or out. But if you're staying too vague with your niche and too vague with your marketing, you're just making that process more confusing than it has to be and more lengthy for you and them. So to make that even more specific for coaching, if I were to say, hey, I sell coaching, that's super vague, right? That would be the equivalent of that metaphor of I have a drink. I have coaching. Okay, who's that for? What kind of coaching? What would that coaching help me do? What do you specialize in? Because there's a lot of coaches out there, just like there's a lot of drinks out there. Why should I care about you and your coaching? Why should I care about you and your drink? Versus the caramel latte example in this metaphor for coaching would be, I have a 12-week coaching program that is specifically designed to help new coaches create their first coaching program for at least $1,000 so they can sell it with confidence and replace their full-time income. That is super specific about who it's for, what it does, and what it will help them do. Versus, I have coaching that you can buy 6 sessions of. Well, why do I need 6 sessions? What is that for? What can I make sure I'm going to get at the end of the 6 sessions? Why would I invest in that? I don't know if I need the outcome of it because I'm not aware that coaching is the answer to my problem. And if you want to, you can have an extremely long marketing funnel and marketing journey, which I'll teach you about in a later episode, like customer journeys and marketing funnels. But you can try and get someone to, from the place of I want coaching or I want a drink, all the way through to helping them decide that what they actually want based on all of their needs is a caramel latte, and based on, in the coaching example, all the way through from they want coaching to very specific what you can help them do. Because as much as, your coaching skills could help anyone, you probably would prefer to work with one specific type of problem. You probably have the most experience and knowledge around a handful of problems, and your approach will resonate with a subsect of the market, and that's okay. Because the more specific you are, the quicker you find your people, the quicker you make sales, the happier your clients are going to be because they're not confused about why you said a drink, but they got a caramel latte. Like, they came for a caramel latte and they got it. And that's exactly what we want with your program and your niche and your marketing. It should be so clear what your clients are going to get once they are in your program and in your world. So I'm going to recap. I covered what a coaching niche is. So it's that very clear who you help and what you help them with. And then I covered why it matters. So the importance of niching down. And I covered how to know what your coaching niche is and that there's really no secret to it. Ultimately, you get to pick. And we covered the most common block or myth or fear that comes up for people. That is the belief that niching down eliminates your options somehow, when really it just makes it more clear who you're here to help and who you're meant to serve, so that people, while they're getting to know you, can decide if they want to work with you or not faster. So hopefully this was helpful to get you thinking about your niche in a new way and give you some support and freedom and confidence to pick your own niche, claim it. And if you went through this episode and you know what your niche is, you have your niche statement, I would love to hear what it is. So you can find me over on Instagram at Genesis_Rose. And on this episode's post, I would love to know what your niche statement is. If you want to come share it with me, I will give you personalized feedback on it, if I think it's specific enough or not, and offer you some more points of clarity that you might be able to incorporate into your marketing. So I'll talk to you soon over on Instagram. Hope this episode was helpful, and follow me on this podcast to learn more about how to develop your own coaching program, how to market it, sell it, and all those good things. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Sustain Your Passion podcast. If this episode helped you gain a bit more clarity, courage, or confidence, please share it with your friends on social media or in a text. It would mean the world to me. Thanks in advance for sharing this episode. I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.